Welcome to Fundamentals of Investments in 5 minutes or less. My name is Dr. John Nyamunda, and today we are talking about returns. So when we invest, remember we're expecting a return. So when you invest in shares, we're expecting the share price to increase or capital appreciation. Plus, we're expecting that the company we invest in will get a profit to pay us a dividend. If we buy bonds or invest in bonds, we're expecting bi-yearly or yearly interest to be paid to us. When we invest in property, we are expecting to get a rental income, and we're also expecting the value of that property to increase. That's a return which we expect when we invest. But then we said, what drives our required return? So the required return is driven by our goals. What do we want from our investment? In addition, how afraid are we, our risk appetite? How afraid are we from losing money? That's our risk appetite. But our required return is also driven by other things outside of ourselves, like inflation. How high is the expected inflation? If inflation is high, it also means our required return should be high. So, and also time value of money. How long are we investing for? If we are investing for a longer period of time, we expect to get a higher return for the time. So now that brings us to what we call expected return. What is expected return? So that is the return we are expecting to get in the future. So what drives our expected return? There are two elements which are expressed in this formula. So we are saying expected return, which is ER is equals to summation P times R. So we are saying our P stands for probability, our R is return. Because we are trying to forecast a return in the future, we have to take account of probability because we are never too sure about what the future brings. Things are always clearer if we do an example. So we have an example here. We're saying calculate expected return for A. And we have three expected economic states. We're expecting next year either to be in a boom, the economy to boom, 30% probability. 50% probability that the economy will be just normal. 20% probability that we will be hit by a recession. So we are saying for each economic state, this is the expected return. So our formula is here, which we saw already. So how do we calculate expected return? There is a long method where you are using this table and a short method. So the long method, I'll quickly take you through the long method. We say 0.3 times 15 gives you 4.5, 0.5 times 10 gives you 5, 0.2 times 2 gives you 4. I like this long method because it shows you all the steps separately. So then you add everything, which is our summation, and it gives you 9.9. Or if you don't have time to do the long method, you can just say 0.3 times 15, which is the first line, 0.5 times 10, second line, 0.2 times 2, third line, which is equals to 9.9. It's never enough, my friend, to do these things without actually practicing by ourselves. So in this slide, I want you to do expected return for B. You can choose to do the long method using the table or to do the short method. But in the meantime, pause the video, pause the video, and then look at the answer. My friend, I am confident you got 11.7. By doing this, 0.5 times 18, which is the first line, 0.4 times 7, plus 0.1 times minus 1, which is close to 11.7%. Now you know how to calculate expected return, which is a future return by taking into account probability, because expected return is return in the future. Thank you for joining me in Fundamentals of Investments in 5 minutes or less. Goodbye.